Hey everybody, it's Mark again. And one of my friends and group members, Jody Davis, who you can find, and I will leave a link to her at the description of this video and at the end of this video. Jody Davis, a cuckoo clock artist. She, on request, designs and builds cuckoo clocks. And one of her clients asked her to build a 8-day Oompa band member musical cuckoo clock, and she was going to use the regular 72 movement. And I personally believe, my personal opinion is, the regular 72 movement is the worst movement that Regula made. There's a lot of issues with that movement. I've got a few videos out there. First of all, there's two different types of movements. Okay, one that has this little wheel on the back that has a notch like a Pac-Man, and a lever falls into that wheel when the clock goes into warning. And when it comes out of warning, that lever, which is spring loaded, comes up, and then the music plays. But there's a bunch of other levers on that movement that they're a real pain in the butt to set up. I have a regular 701 movement, and I have a video on that, and I also have a other videos where I'm working on the regular 72 movements, and I believe a regular 71 movement for my friends. But those movements are a pain in the butt to set up. So the purpose of this video, I'm trying to talk her into using a regular 34 movement. Very common movement, easy to work on, easy to set up. I have a 1-day musical Oompa player clock with a regular 25 movement in it. It needs worked on. It needs cleaned, and because it's been in my house for 3 years now, and it needs service. But the purpose behind this video is to show Jody how to set up a 8-day movement. So I'm going to take my clock apart, take the movement out, and show her how the Oompa players are connected. So kick back, relax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, grab something to smoke if you choose to do so, and let's get started. And by the way, I speed up my videos, and I'm doing a test, basically. I talk slow. I just found out here a while back, Michael Anderson was telling me that, and he's had a YouTube channel for a lot longer than I have. If the person watching the video speeds up the video, then you don't get credit as the YouTube channel. I don't get credit for you watching that video, even if you watch it in its entirety. So I'm speeding up my videos to prevent you from speeding up the videos. And because I talk slow, typically an hour long video, once I speed it up, you can still understand and hear everything that I say. Will go from an hour long to 30, 40 minutes long. So I have a video out there on my channel that explains how you can speed up and slow down videos. Please do not speed up my videos. Please watch them entirely. You can slow them down, helps me out. But if you speed them up, then YouTube doesn't give me credit for you watching that video. So even if you walk away, just let the video play. So anyway, let's get started. This is that 1-day Oompa player clock. And my bedroom is extremely dusty. The clock is extremely dusty. Dust prevents clocks from working, especially cuckoo clocks. And as you can see, it's got a regular 25 movement. It was made in 1986. So it's got the modern day shut-off lever on it. So we're going to have to take the movement out to see how the Oompa players work. You can see the base down there. She has that base, but how is it connected to the movement is the question. So let me go ahead and take the hands off, the bellows off, and probably the music box out, and of course the chains, so I can take the movement out. I already have the hands off the wires that connect to the bellows, and I released the bird from the door. The bellows are stapled in, so I'm going to try to leave those in. I'm going to take the music box out and try to work the movement away from the bellows. I think I could do it. Because I'm taking the music box out, because the clock was working fine, other than it needs cleaned, I went ahead and marked the wood. That way I can put the music box back in the same way. Even though there are screws involved, I'm going to loosen up these screws, and I want to show you. I showed you that I can move the music box. I showed you that I marked the music box. And as you can see, you can look back there. You can rotate this music box. What I'm getting at is a lot of people have problems trying to get their music box to work, and a lot of it is because they have the music box twisted. So all you have to do is loosen the screws, put this thing in a stand, put the weight on it, trip the music, loosen the screws, and twist this music box one way or another. Not too hard, or you'll break stuff. And when you get the sweet spot, you go ahead and tighten the screws. Anyway, I got to take the music box out. The modern day nighttime shutoff lever, which is this lever right here. A lot of times they have a wire that's connected to the bottom. But this is the way it works. When you pull it down like this, it allows the music in the cuckoo to play. If you push it up like this, it prevents the music in cuckoo to play. And once I get this out, I'll explain why. And once you take the nut off, you can pull this lever out. But there's a compression washer, which is right here. You have to make sure that you grab that and that you put it back on. When I say it's a compression washer, it's not completely round. Once you start tightening the stuff down, it puts pressure on that system to allow the nut not to come off as you are raising the lever up and down. Okay, Jody, this is what you're going to have to find. You're going to have to find an 8-day movement that has this contraption right here on it. And honestly, I don't know whether they have that or not anymore. This contraption right here is what controls the music. Okay? And then you got this wheel right here, which all this right here is what is controlling the music. Let me get a better video of that. When I turn this, it rotates this wheel, which rotates this, which rotates the music, which is rotating this piece right here, which connects into the Oompa players. And again, this is dirty, but this is the part that connects to the Oompa players. When it goes back and forth, the Oompa players move back and forth. Let me see if I can get something on there that will hold it. As I pull that, it rotates the Oompa players. So hopefully you can find something like that. Like I said, I don't like that regular 72 movement. There's too many issues with that thing. Maybe you can have this section made to attach to a regular 34 movement. If you know anybody that you might be able to make it yourself. It doesn't look like that's hard. You would have to make a rear plate and a front plate, drill some holes in it for the pivots to go in, and then attach this wheel right here, which controls the dancers. Jody, I hope this helps. And again, Jody, this is a one-day movement. You can make this contraption for connecting to an 8-day movement. You might have to talk to your local machinist and give them the specifications. You should be able to find this setup through one of these suppliers over in Germany. You've got more connections over there than I do. Good luck. Godspeed. Now this is a regular 701 movement. The ones that have the external governor bands, whether they're 701, 71, 72s, you want to stay away from them. And the reason why is because this black lever right here and this wheel right here. Currently, where this pin is where it's supposed to be when the music stops. When it goes into warning, this pin rotates over to the edge of this black lever, and that black lever drops. And that allows it to cuckoo while the music is not playing. When it's finished cuckooing, that black lever lifts up, and then the pin is free to allow the wheels to turn, to allow the music to turn. This black lever is part of the rack stop lever. So that has to be set just right in order for it to work properly. They make another regular 72 movement that doesn't have that external governor pan, and those movements are a lot better than these movements. In my personal opinion, this is one of the worst movements that Regula ever made, with this external governor pan and this setup right here with this lever right here. It's a real pain in the butt to put in time. I got the movement all cleaned up, putting it back into the case. In order to put the attachment on that makes the Oompa players go back and forth, you have to lift up this part right here, and then the cam has got a lever on it. You should see that now. The cam has got a lever on it that keeps it off the wood. So now I have to put the screws in, connect the bird, etc. And when you're putting the screws in to hold the movement, you want to verify that the minute and hour pipe are not touching the hole. I can twist this movement some. If I loosen the screws, I can twist the movement some to, you want this in the center of the hole is what I'm getting at. So don't tighten up the screws until you verify that this is where you want it, because that friction will stop your clock. I told you I would show you how this shut-off lever works. When you push it up, it's pushing on this lift lock lever. The lift lock lever is what comes off the two pins on the half hour and the hour of the minute arbor center wheel. This is it right here. As you can see, when I push on that, it's pushing on that. So when you push on that, it's putting a bind, so it doesn't allow the one of the two pins to lift it up, to lift up the rack stop lever. This is a regular 25 movement. This is the lift lock lever. When that nighttime shut-off lever pushes on it, it puts it in a bind to where, you see, it doesn't drop. Once it like goes of it, it will drop. But this is not the same setup, but you should understand what I'm talking about. When it pushes on it, it's putting it in a bind, so it doesn't allow the rack stop lever, which is this, to make the clock function, okay? When you shut it off, it will allow it to function. And this is just a parts movement that I show people stuff. So the wire above the door, it serves the exact same purpose. It's just that there's people out there who will say that the wire above the door causes the movement to screw up. I disagree with them. Clockworks, which sells parts, disagrees with those people, because if you look at the help section of Cuckoo Clocks and Clockworks, it will say that that wire above the door is a shipping lever or nighttime shut-off lever. There's a screw on this lever right here that you adjust to A, trip the music, and B, stop the governor band while it's cuckooing. But to me, it's easier to bend this brass lever. Now, you don't want to bend that brass lever too much or you'll break it. And you don't want to bend this wire too much or you'll break it. I've broke them before, and you could order new ones off of Time Savers and other places. But when I trip the hands, the clock will go into warning. As you can see, the wire, this wire here, is moving. It's fixing to go into warning. And there you can see that this wire is stopping the governor pan. It's still going into warning. This clock is a one-day clock. It has two different tunes. If you look, there's two different holes in this music drum. Therefore, it plays music on both the half hour and the hour. And then the music plays. You can't see it, but the Oompa players are moving. I'm fixing to turn this clock around so you could see them move. These Oompa players move a lot more than the Albert Schwab a-day cuckoo clock of mine and my friends that I worked on. And that's because it is set up differently. As you can see, the players are moving quite a bit. And they do that on both the hour and the half hour. Anyway, I don't want to go any more working on this clock. The clock is up and running. I don't want to explain anything anymore because, like I said, I made this video specifically for Jody Davis so she could see how the Oompa players are connected. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. May God bless each and every one of you.